Shack is back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nintendo Shack. Nintendo Shack 69. Hey now. Titled, Goodbye, Reggie. We'll get into that later. Greetings, Koopalings. My name is Donnie Reese. I'm the host of Nintendo Shack, and I am joined by my Nintendo sis each and every week over here at twitch.tv/PSVG. Caroline, how are you doing?
Hi! It's the last time you guys will get to hear my voice in the next few weeks, but I'm glad I didn't miss this week because we had the bombshell head today, and I kind of wanted to give my opinions and thoughts about that. So
we've got a lot of rumors on tonight's Shack menu. The menu is served by official chef of PSVG, Justin Warner. We're going to talk about all these rumors that have been swirling around Nintendo and Nintendo Switch since the Direct last week. But before we do that, we're going to break down a little bit what we've been playing, and we're going to welcome our guest, Jacob Rush. Hey, buddy.
Hey, thanks. I'm excited to be. It's been a long time. Long time.
How long has it been since you shacked with us?
Oh, gosh. It's been a long time. Probably about a year or so ago.
You got to leave that little village of yours every now and again and come back.
We had our little Atlanta escapade to the Vortex Bar back in October. Was it October? It was October.
It was October.
We've done that more recently all together in the flesh than having you on the room. So...
But as we've talked about in the last few weeks with Caroline's move, we've got guests coming through. So we've got Jacob and Ryan from Nintendo Nostalgia coming through. And then the weeks after that, I've got a few guests lined up. At least I've got them on board. They've agreed. So we have a contract. We have a verbal contract. Not exactly sure which date everything that people are coming through, but we've got some folks on hold. But before we jump into tonight's show, let's go ahead and thank our Patreon producers. Remember, you can support the show over at patreon.com/PSVG. Make all the things happen. I mean, this whole podcast endeavor has been a crazy ride. It was our 3-year anniversary this February, which is insane to think that we've been doing this long. Wow. Tons and tons of episodes, and it's all made possible by you guys. The PSVG Master Feed, the standalone feeds for Board with Video Games, for OT, for Nintendo Shack, everything over there by Patreon. So thank you, Coach Hulk. Thank you, Callow. Thanks, Devin and Kevin, although they gave me a beating today. Feels weird to have to come here and thank them. Thank you, Chris, Kyle, Joel.
We'll set them straight.
And Josh Bonesaw Borboni. Thanks, Barry Cathcart. And thank you, Paul Calicote, for all you do to support us. So, before we jump into exactly what each of us have been playing, Nintendo dropped some demos last week, and we went live with Shaq right after the Direct. So, I played the Yoshi demo, but I hadn't played anything else, and I just want to give everybody a chance to talk about these demos. So we had Tetris 99, which is not a demo, it's like a free-to-play game. Daemon X Machina and Yoshi dropped. So I've beaten the prototype missions for Daemon X Machina, beat Yoshi, watched my wife beat Yoshi, watched my daughter beat Yoshi. I already said my Yoshi thing, so I won't touch on that one. But Tetris 99 has been an absolute blast. I've been playing that daily. I always want to say religiously, but not that much. But I've been playing it daily. It seems like every day I check in, I say hi, I play a game or two. The best I've done is 4th, but I realized that I did it on my son's console because I was upstairs playing, and I didn't realize it because I went to go check my leaderboard. So the best I've done on my profile is 22nd. So I was like, I've got to do better than that. So I went to go play it, and I got like 98, 87, and 72. I was like, I'm going to put this down.
Your 9-year-old child is better at it than
it is. I felt so bad. You have no idea. Like, I've never been an achievement person, but I was like, oh my God, I got 4th, and I was going to take a screenshot. And I saw that, and then I went to his console, and I went to click on the game, and I was like, oh no, his profile was set to default. So he has a 4th and like a 13th, I think, are my highest places standard. But man, that is a really, really fun video game. And have either of you played Tetris 99?
I have not.
No.
I didn't play it yet.
It's so you get it for just being a Nintendo Switch Online member. It is Battle Royale Tetris, which sounds anxious. That's what we were saying, Caroline. Sounds
super
a little anxiety, but it's really not. You just play Tetris. Basically, the way you fight or battle really is if you stack lines. So the idea is you want to send more lines than one. You don't want to just send one. You don't clear one line at a time. You're not trying to clear the board. You're trying to build a stack of lines and send them all at the same time. And then if you and you can target people. using it's very simple left stick. There's like 4 categories. You can target by kill or by friends or by people that are targeting you. Ooh. And when you send lines to somebody, if you knock them out, if you send lines to them and they go, Tetris above the screen and they go out, then you get a kill or a knockout. I think is what they call it. You get a knockout. And if you get a knockout and you start stacking knockouts, then you get they start to multiply. You get multiply bonuses. So you start sending more lines and more lines. So when you used to send 4, now you send 6. And you just kind of keep stacking until there's one person remaining playing Tetris. It gets super hard. You start getting down to 40, 30, 25, 15. Oh, everybody is working with just 3 or 4 rows to go, and everybody's got full boards and they keep sending each other lines. Oh, it's good. It works. It works.
Wow.
Well, that's what I've been hearing. I mean, it's all over everybody's Twitter.
It works. But there's so many people that, there's so many people that I want to say knee-jerk reaction. Well, now everything's going to be Battle Royale. And it's so it's the concept, 90 people start and 1 remains. But I mean, that's not any different than King of the Ring or Survivor or anything
right.
There have been battle games, arena battle games for a long time.
Sure.
But this is a different way to play Tetris. And considering we've been playing Tetris for 50 years, that's amazing, guys. It just it feels like a whole different thing. It's been really cool. Did either of you play Daemon X Machina?
I'm just going to throw it out right now. I haven't downloaded any demos. I haven't played any of the new stuff since, I think the last time I played my Switch was maybe almost 2 weeks ago because everything's being packed. Right. So, unfortunately, man, I am having the withdrawal, too. Why
would you keep your Switch out in your backpackers? Why would you pack it up?
I'm such an irritable person when I don't have a gaming outlet. Just really, all the time. I've been logging on to MapleStory.
It's a portable device, right?
Right, you can carry it with you.
I know.
Fits in a glove compartment and a backpack, and
I'm also a physical person. So even though these games and these demos are all digitals, all of my games are in with just all the other games.
One game in. So this is the game I'm going to play when we move.
Then I can't do that.
Wow.
I just.
You're silly. You could.
Jacob, have you played Daemon X Machina?
I have not myself, but a couple of NOS crew actually have, and they talked. And the gist of it, they said that I think it's a really fun concept. I think it's really there's a lot of potential there. They think it's still lacking some stuff. Oh, it's a demo, so of course, but they enjoyed what they played.
Good. I played the prototype missions, and I really enjoyed what I played too. There's definitely a really good game here. It reminds me a lot of Armored Core. I don't know. I did not play enough. I'll say this. I did not play enough to know if I could justify a $60 day one purchase. Just because there's a lot of games out here. We don't know if it's going to be priced that. We don't know how big this game's going to be and all that. But in the prototype missions, I was hoping for a little more exploration in the environments and a little different stuff. They're all kind of just these little battle arenas and you go around, but the combat itself is fun. And if you take the time to play through the missions, equip the new gear, and learn the controls, you can actually do some pretty cool stuff. And it's fun to fly around, blow some stuff up. But we'll see. I mean, that's why they kind of put out this beta, right? To get it in players' hands, get some feedback before they really kind of try to sell us a final game. But I liked what I wanted to say that I like, because I know Kevin had some words to say about it, and we didn't really get a chance to respond. So I would like to say that I really enjoyed what I played. I'm glad they put it out. I'm glad I get to put some hands on it. I feel like I have a much stronger ground of what that game's going to be.
Do you think that we're going to have a similar thing with Octopath, where this is the first demo, and then right before launch we get another demo?
I think that would be wise. I think it would be wise for this game to have some sort of multiplayer arena not battle royale, but some sort of battle thing, because if this is the campaign, if it's this mission based, drop into this little city and start blowing things up, I worry about how much meat is on the end of that stick in terms of a full purchase, how much value is there. So I'd be interested in seeing some new modes and hearing about that. I mean, just to be completely honest, I don't think this is going to be on par with a Octopath Traveler in terms of an importance of release. This is kind of very much a C tier title, which is interesting. It'd be very interesting to see how they try to sell it. Because it doesn't seem to even have the polish of an ARMS. Like the Arms Punch demo felt more polished than this.
Yeah.
This is kind of, I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy what I played. It's a really cool style. I really like it. It's very much like this Transformers, like Gundam Wing thing going on, which I like.
That leads me to believe, though, that if they're doing this demo this early, we're probably not going to see a final version of this game until maybe this time next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this game is going to be a minute, and if it's not, then I'd be a little more concerned. I'd want to know.
It's bizarre because it was the opening thing for E3 last year. Mm-hmm. They opened with it, and I don't know. Sure. Maybe they are giving it the Metroid Prime 4 treatment. They scrapped what they had at E3, and now they're doing this demo. Or
I don't think that's it at all. I think they have an idea of where they want to go with it, and they probably didn't have like a big team on it, and they probably, like I said, if they had a multiplayer component or whatnot, like look, I'm just gonna say it. This game is not going to be like Animal Crossing or Luigi's Mansion. Like, it's not that, right? But it also doesn't mean it's awful. There's a lot in between there, and I like it. So for a game that I think is niched in the beginning, like there were a lot of people that saw this at first glance and was like, I'm never going to play that. That game's not for you. But if you were excited by the look of it, I think there's something here for you. Maybe that's not $60, but we'll see. It's something. I enjoyed it. And the last thing that I want to say before I get out of your guys' way, I played the golf, a.k.a. the garbage. And
okay, so those videos of the physics are hysterical.
They are hysterical. Now, if you want some entertainment, this is entertainment. But before I trash this game, because I'm going to, here's what I want to say. I made a resolution myself to not be this way. I didn't want to be the hatred, cynical, like let's pick apart every piece of every game to say bad things. I didn't want to do that. And I think so far, heading into March, I've lived up to that. Like I've been trying to turn over a new leaf. Say nice things. If you got nothing nice to say, just say I didn't like it. It's like this funny thing that like gamers at PSVG get to do is they go, you know what? It's just not for me. And then like everybody thinks they're like nice people. They're like, oh man, that Kylie's so nice because he just, he's like, it just wasn't for me. So I'm trying to do that. That said, the golf isn't for anybody. The golf puts video games down across the board. Like other developers should be embarrassed of the golf. For all of the things being said about Anthem and Crackdown and any other game out there that's getting a 5 or a 6, if you think that's a bad game, go play the golf. You need to understand what is on the other end of the spectrum. Because if Crackdown's a 5, the golf is like a -5. The game just runs terribly. Like it's in slow motion. I mean, when you putt the ball, it like skips frames as it gets to the pin. You saw it earlier. I made a putt, hit it dead center. It came out for some reason.
Right off the edge of the cup.
And came back and hit my player.
It went through your player. It went
through the player. The game's graphics, and that was, by the way, the graphics you saw on the Twitter video, that was it in like high graphics mode. There's a worse looking version of the game. So the game's graphics are bad. It looks like a PS1 era golf game, like Hot Shots 1, which is cool. Like I'm not killing it for looking old. I like Hot Shots. It just doesn't play smoothly at all. It's framey, it's choppy. One of the funny things is my wife, I kept saying things out loud, and my wife was like, maybe you're just mean. Maybe you just need to enjoy things more. And I told her, I brought her in to look at the game, and I was like, do you see the clouds on the fairway? She's like, what is that? The entire ground, everything on the ground, the trees, the sand traps, the greens, everything that's on the ground reflects what's above it on the sky.
Oh, God.
So if you hit the ball and the ball soars over the fairway, on the ground, you're seeing like reflections, like it's an ocean of what's above it.
Jeez.
It's bad. It's bad. It's $10.
It's not good.
It's not worth $10.
I was about to say, how much did you pay?
I spent $10. It's not worth $10. And to be honest with you, this is one of those situations where a system like an eShop system should have a refund. Like Nintendo should protect players from something like this. Isn't right. This doesn't feel like a tech demo or like a vertical slice. Like this is bad. Like developers shouldn't be allowed to put the stuff like this out. And
night sky.
So I just wanted to say that the golf, the sucks, and stay away because I mean, if you just really, it tries to be like Wii Sports. When you turn it on, it's got this da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like it tries to do that. Oh, here's the worst part about it. As somebody who loves golf games, seriously.
No, this is the funniest part. It's just like I never thought we'd hear the day when Donnie is like crapping on a golf.
Somebody who loves golf games, the 3-click, the slider, the power slider, doesn't work. If you hit like a centimeter before or after the sweet spot, it auto corrects to the sweet spot.
What?
And my wife was like, "That's a good thing." I was like, "It's not a good. This is a bad thing. The game doesn't play like a game." And it does have motion controls. Wow. You can play with the right Joy-Con. You still have to aim with the left Joy-Con. So you have like this weird thing where you aim and then you put one Joy-Con down and you pick the other Joy-Con up to swing. And here's the funny thing with the swing, guys. So you swing back and you set the power, and then you swing as hard as you want in any direction as you go forward. It's always perfect all the time. It's dead straight. Just hit the ball down there.
Stupid.
So it's
lazy.
It is.
It's definitely made for children then.
It's not. My kids wouldn't play this game.
No, I mean like children that don't know how to play a golf game.
I don't think
like
you want your kids
like
throwing Joy-Cons around like that. I mean,
that's
it's just
very true too.
It's bad. It's bad. And
Wow.
So I'm sorry.
Thanks
I
for the
wanted to
warning.
come tell you it was good. It's not. It's bad. So anyway, we have a lot to comb through in the news block. But before we do, Jacob, have you been playing anything you want to talk about?
I have, and you asked. I'm excited to talk about it. I talked about it on my show. We just aired an episode today.
Wait a second. You're not going to come here and talk about Final Fantasy games, are you?
Maybe.
Boy, let him go. Let him go, Donnie. Let him go.
Okay.
Because it's a milestone in my life. Because if you guys know me, I'm a Nintendo loyalist. I don't own any other system. Ever have. I've been Nintendo since the day I was born. With that said, I was never involved with Final Fantasy when it was on Nintendo. I was just way too young. No one in my family had it or really friends. So then by the time I even knew what it was well into the 64 days, which is when they moved over to Sony and or Sony exclusive. And it was that one and Kingdom Hearts were the two games where I said, man, I really wish I could play those games. And then I said, if they ever came to Nintendo, I want to play them. So I've been playing Final Fantasy IX. I played a ton last weekend. Really have not got to play a lot during the week, but it's a long game. And I like the mechanics that I don't know if this was originally have the mechanics where I can speed the game up. I don't do that for every part, but there's it's so easy to grind.
Didn't they bring that to it's like it's a port of the mobile port, right? These were the games that came out on mobile.
Maybe.
And that's why they have the speed up stuff. Yeah, I think so. I think this is the mobile ports they brought to Switch, which I would appreciate. I think you're right. That's the way I would want to play them because you can speed past random encounters and all that, and really just kind of experience the game in a streamlined manner. That's good stuff.
And you can overpower your character. You can do where they just power up and get really strong, or you can do an automatic kill button. So I like parts of the game and story, and I'm going through I don't know a dungeon area that's where a big boss is. I don't do that stuff. I only do it to the parts that are grinded
Yeah.
So I just speed through it. In general, I am liking what I'm playing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I will say this: the graphics, they blow my mind to know that this game came out on the PlayStation 1. I look at it, I'm just
oh yeah,
this is late 90s, and it looks.
I know.
It looks
amazing.
5 years advanced of.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying that I can speed up on it, and I'm just playing it with Mouse Crew guys, and it's fun to play it with them. And I don't think Ryan never played this one, so we're playing it together. You guys have played it, so they're going down memory lane while they're replaying it with us. So it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it.
Heard 9 is the good one. I've I think I definitely want to be getting into those myself because after the whole Final Fantasy VI, everything dropped off Nintendo wise, and Final Fantasy 7 and onward, I never played. I played through 7. I take that back. Played through 7 at a friend's house, and I just have not experienced the story like all of my other friends have. They continued on with it and stuff.
I'm not Final Fantasy. guy.
I
It's
know
not for
you're
me.
not.
Hey, guess what, guys? Final Fantasy's not. It's not game's not for me. I get to say it. Yes, I said it. I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did 10. 10 came with PlayStation 2, right? Like, launched with it, came with it.
I think so.
Yeah, that seems right.
I think I played a lot of 10. I watched people play 7. I think I like 3 or 4 or 5. Like, one of the old ones I played back
Like
long
X2.
ago when I liked it. But I liked X, I think, if I remember right. But I've never really gotten to the series.
X2 was the one that was, oh gosh, I can't even remember their names. The girls. It was the girl one. All girls.
And then I got sold on 15. Like 15's demo at E3, and the way I was like, I'm gonna like Final Fantasy, and I played the game for an hour. I was like, I never want to play this again. Like deleted it.
I think that one's pretty different too.
I turned everything off.
Battle system.
I deleted it right off my hard drive. I didn't even give it a second. I was like, no. Anyway, all right. That's 20 minutes. Let's get into the news block because we've got a ton. And it's really not even news. We just have a lot of rumors. I really like the rumors, and I think it's fun to fantasize and think of what things could be and speculate. I think that's the fun part. I like getting hype, and this stuff gets hype. So, Caroline, if you don't mind...
Let's go! Game Informer's Imran Khan suggests that Nintendo is reviving a, quote, dead and buried game.
Boom.
He says, there's a game that's thought to be dead that Nintendo's reviving, and it's not one that people would expect. It was very much a title that was dead and buried, very officially canceled. Nintendo Insider has gone on record with anonymous sources stating that this game is probably Xbox exclusives, Scalebound. And Adam has a question for us. Considering that the Scalebound rumors and Bayonetta are going on, what do you think about a budding Platinum Nintendo relationship? And could Nintendo buy Platinum like Xbox bought Rare?
Okay, so for those of you that may not know, Scalebound was a canceled Xbox One exclusive that was shown at multiple E3s. I want to say it was maybe 3 years
ago.
In a row.
Yeah.
It's been canceled for a couple years now. And it was essentially a Devil May Cry game featuring a dragon with this Xenoblade-like open world, which was pretty cool. I remember following this one quite a bit. I believe Coach Mo and I myself were pretty interested in this game. The last time we saw E3, it showed a boss battle what I wasn't quite digging because it was very much like a fixed perspective, kind of like this God of War type battle where you're on like this platform and the monster sits in front of you while you shoot different, like, you know, his elbows, and you shoot over here, you shoot over there. I wasn't digging that. But there were other times this game was shown where you were flying over this open world on the back of a dragon, and you zoom down into, you know, like this very much like Xenoblade-like world. This is what it looks like. And there are dragons and monsters just walking around, and you go into battle with them, which looked dope. Yeah. A lot of folks have come out and said that this isn't happening. There are folks that used to work there that have been let go. A lot of the Scalebound folks that worked on the project are not there anymore. So there are a lot of people who have come out and said that this isn't the game. But it is good speculation. It's interesting. It's very interesting, especially considering another rumor that we're going to get to. I don't know what it could be, but to answer Adam, thanks for writing in for the question, by the way. I don't think could Nintendo buy Platinum? Sure. I don't think they would.
I don't think they need to at this point.
I would agree.
At this point.
I think Platinum very much likes the position that they're in. They've got franchises like, you know, basically Nintendo's publishing and funding a lot of Bayonetta. They've got other folks doing those projects as well. They've got Astral Chain. Like, they're in a very healthy, you know, spot. I mean, I don't think Kamiya wants to be under some sort of party rule. Like that. The whole thing with Platinum is that's kind of what they want to do. So I wouldn't see them, you know, and you wouldn't want to buy them without him either. Sure. You don't want to buy Platinum without Kamiya. So
I feel like if Platinum goes the way of Rare, or, you know, even honestly, like Sega is still kind of, you know, up in arms about, or up in the air about some stuff. I feel if they get in trouble, it would probably be an okay idea for Nintendo to do that, just based on the good IP that they have. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially with the success. I mean, we've got a new Devil May Cry. The Astral Chain thing looks amazing. And they're making Bayonetta 3 right now, and we've already got the exclusivity rights for that. So
plus, they're just coming off of like Nier Automata, you know, so like they've got other things that are doing, you know, so like they're just a really good studio, and I think successful studios like that like their independence.
Yep, I agree.
What do you think, Jacob?
No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I don't see them happening. I have a couple of people probably laugh at me ideas of what the buried
hit us
game
with it.
could be. Kind of a good segue. You guys are gonna laugh at me with all this Xbox and Nintendo love going. These rumors. Very well could be some old Nintendo games that were supposed to happen with Rare back in the day.
That's absolutely what I've been thinking.
There are two guesses. One that was very much dead and buried was Donkey Kong Racing. It was supposed to have Diddy Kong Racing in it. It was on the back of our GameCube boxes.
I do remember that.
It never happened, and it really happened without changing it because it was like basically the sequel to Diddy Kong. It had a lot of the same characters, and that a lot of the characters besides Diddy was owned by Rare. And
sure.
So I could see that being a proper sequel to 2E, same vein of what Banjo-Kazooie was. So I know people are probably going to laugh at me and say never going to happen, but I think it's I don't sound realistic with seeing the rumors that we keep seeing. And I just want to add, you mentioned that it's not facts yet, which is true, but I feel like these rumors pop up too often and they pop up more frequently now, and they just feed into it. So there's some substance to these Xbox and Nintendo working together.
So let's clarify the rumors that you're speaking of. So today, Direct Feed Games, these folks are the folks that leaked LA Noire coming to Switch early. They came out with a report that's saying that basically they're saying Microsoft's planning on bringing the Xbox app to include Game Pass and xCloud to Nintendo Switch. This is actually piggybacking basically off of Liam Robertson, who took to his YouTube and Patreon saying that he was actually one of the folks debunking Scalebound. He was like, I don't think this is it. He's like, but Nintendo and Xbox are doing big things together. They're working on things right now. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but they're working on big things. Yeah. And then Direct Feed Games came out and said, here's what they're working on. Game Pass, xCloud, Xbox app on Switch. All right, so this is crazy. So
let's just revel in it for a minute, because wasn't this a couple weeks ago that we said,
yep,
wouldn't it be cool that if we got these Xbox games on Switch and everybody on the PSVG Prime network was like, that's not going to happen?
Kids are stupid. Why do they say this? So what happened? Yeah, so a couple weeks ago we mentioned that Xbox Live was coming to Switch. They're going to talk about it at GDC. And what did I say? I said, that's cool, but I don't think that's a big deal unless other parts of the infrastructure come over, which I mentioned xCloud. Like, that makes sense. Yeah. Bring the streaming app over to Switch. That makes sense.
And I was like, cool, let's play Cuphead on Switch. They're like, it's never going to have a Cuphead on Switch.
Now, it makes sense in the sense that Xbox is on record with xCloud. This isn't just an Xbox thing. This is a Microsoft thing. Like,
right.
I don't want to say they're getting out of the hardware business. Obviously, they like to make products and sell products. But in addition to them selling hardware, they are starting to push these services that they are pushing big time. This is the new kind of direction, I dare say core part of their business. Like, it's definitely going that direction, where they're saying, look, you play whatever you want to play as long as you play Xbox on it. You play on your PC, play Forza. You play on your Xbox, play Forza. Play on your phone, play Forza. Play on your Switch, play Forza. We don't care as long as you're playing Forza. And that's disruptive to kind of everything that we know about the gaming landscape and all this talk about streaming platforms and everything. And I honestly could do an entire show on this right now. The amount of, I took on all comers today in the Discord, just left, right, up, down, just taking on all comers, because this is very, very exciting to me. Oh, by the way, probably the most important part of this entire rumor is that as part of this partnership to bring these Xbox things and allow them to run on Switch, Microsoft is going to publish more games on Switch. So I say more games because, do you know, Microsoft publishes Minecraft? Like, we already have a Microsoft-owned game on Switch, so it's not that insane. It's not crazy. No. And the one that was mentioned was Ori. And Ori's the one that Nintendo fans would want. Ori's it. Ori's amazing. I've been saying this for 4 years on every Xbox show I'm on. If Ori was on Nintendo, if Ori was on Sony, you would know about it more than you do. It's because Ori is on Microsoft, and I don't think Microsoft like core fans are into things like Ori. But Nintendo fans, like you, for all of the things that were said about Hollow Knight, that's what's going to be said about Ori. Like it's so good. Metroidvania, platformer, hits you in the feels, beautiful look. Like people are going to love Ori. If this is true, this is it, man. Like this is gangbusters. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm if you guys can't tell, just like the amp in my voice, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this news because it makes sense, because this is what Microsoft wants to do. They want to propagate their business.
Yeah.
What a better way to like, the Switch is basically, I know we don't know numbers, but basically the Switch has already outsold the Xbox One in 2 years. Basically, I mean, it's right on its heels. If it hasn't outsold, it is right there.
It's crazy.
So why not partner with them? And why would you? You would do it because the market leader, Sony, is kicking them both in the teeth. Like, you know, there are a lot of Sony
enemy
fans.
Of my enemy is my friend.
There are a lot of Sony fans who are not happy to hear this news today, and it's like it's if anything, it's almost flattering. It's because you're doing so good. This is what happens when Batman puts all the folks in jail. They conspire together to get out of jail. Like they become friends. You can't do that. This is big, guys. This is big. I'm gonna stop talking. I gotta stop talking. I was here.
The Lucky Tales game too. Like that was a month ago. It was rumored that it was going to be coming to Switch, which is an Xbox exclusive game. Wasn't that the direct game? Was it like Hellblade or something? What was that game that was advertised? It was
talking about the
it's coming. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Which Microsoft owns that company, and that's coming to Switch, and that's a big deal. So like everything it feeds to each other. So like the writing's on the wall. It's just a matter of time. Like when's this going to be announced?
Mm-hmm.
And for Nintendo, with all the talk about a Pro and the power difference and everything, streaming makes sense. Like they're already doing streaming. There's Odyssey and there's Resident Evil 7 on Switch in Japan. It streams. So all these folks that hate streaming, like, I'm sorry that you don't like it. I'm sorry that you think it's not going to work and you don't have internet or don't have... It's happening. Like, it's happening. Yeah, streaming games works. People use it. They play on it every day. Like, it works. And all these other developers are leaning into it. This is what they want to do.
All right. Well, just to make sure that you don't steal the show away from us, Donnie, we're going to go ahead with the rest of the news. Microsoft free, by the way. Let's talk some Nintendo Labo. Labo virtual reality kit on the way, maybe? This is a rumor that's coming from Nintendo World Report. Nintendo could make its first VR-related announcement as early as this year, according to multiple sources. They say that they also believed a small, select number of traditional first-party software titles may receive VR support in the not-so-distant future. So if we're... I just immediately think, you know, the VR headset and your Mario Kart. You know, that seems like a pretty good fair
Prime
fit.
4.
That's true. That's true. So
The
also
visor.
the visor. Also, the Switch's VR capabilities have been public knowledge, for quite some time. CNET has already reported that data miners had discovered a screen-splitting VR mode in some games. So, it seems like we're getting closer and closer to the virtual reality in Nintendo.
So, this isn't like shocking, right?
No.
Yeah, so I think a lot of us, when we saw the robot kit, or even before that, when we saw cardboard, we all thought Google Cardboard. And like, it's not going to be VR. You can't just strap a tablet on the front of your face and it be VR.
No.
Like you can make the illusion of VR, and there's some merit. If they give you a little experience, you can you're like, oh, that's cool, because it didn't cost you $400 to experience,
Sure.
There's something behind that, but at the same time, like, I have serious doubts that they can make any actual good game around VR using this type of method. Am I alone there?
No, you're not. When I saw this, I watched Game Explain's video about it, and then when I just kind of saw the details, I'm like, no, that's not. I'm not going to invest in that. I mean, unless they blow me away and people talk it up, I mean, my buddy Traven has the PlayStation VR and just try it out just for fun, and it was a cool experience. And I'm with you. I don't think putting my Switch closer to my eyes is going to make me feel like I'm involved in this world, but it's not going to be the experience that PlayStation's been trying to go for with theirs. And I want the real thing. Don't have to do it.
I'm just going to be practical about it. I think that thing is too heavy to fit on your face.
I was kind of thinking that too, and like a cardboard helmet's not going to do it.
Sure.
Like it's
not going to hold.
I think it will, but it's not for long.
It's got some weight to it. I think it's at least a pound or two. Yeah. So I don't know. Unless they made the Switch light, literally, I don't think it's going to happen.
So you could, to save on graphical fidelity, what if they did an N64 Peach's Castle that you could like look around in?
That's cool.
I'll do it.
Jacob's like, okay, I'll do it.
I'll give you $60 for the cardboard helmet. Thank you, Nintendo. And you have to put the helmet together too. Oh God, it's gonna take forever. I'll take the next one. Kingzell, who was right about everything in the last direct. Everybody was all like, "Who's this guy?" He was spot on. He went back to Reset Era and he left us a breadcrumb. He said, "And guys, if you liked Breath of the Wild, you're gonna like next year." And I'm out. Mic drop. So I say it all the time. Nintendo wants to sell you Mario and Zelda every year. Every year they want to try to sell you as many Zelda and Mario things as they can throw at you. Carol
got really excited. I was like, "Ooh, Breath of the Wild!" Yeah.
You already know my grand Breath of the Wild plan. I've already said it before, so I'll hang back this time. What do you guys think this could be? What do you want it to be? Do you care?
I just think that it's probably a similar Zelda in the same engine, but I don't know if I could say that it's a whole brand new Zelda game. I don't know if you can make a new story and all new models and stuff. Sure you can.
Far Cry just did it. That's exactly what they just did.
I don't know. It seems like Aonuma and the whole team are more into creating a full-fledged story, and that takes several years to do. And I don't think having 3 years from Breath of the Wild is enough to flesh that out. But I'll take anything with the Zelda on it.
Sure.
Please.
Sure. We all will. What do you think, Jacob?
I kind of feel like this is the Majora's Mask approach.
Yep.
Like when
good idea.
Was the same as they used the exact same models from Ocarina of Time. They just had a couple new characters. I think that's what people may have had the biggest issue with. The story itself was kind of. I could see them work on just a little hook with a deeper story.
Hey,
that would be really cool. So that's why I think they're going that route.
I think the engine and the systems that they created are far too grand and powerful to just rely on one game. If anything, I would drive the next 3, 4, 5 games with this engine. There have been times when I've played other games that Breath of the Wild has impacted my thinking. Most notably, I've been hanging on to this little tidbit for a long time. Played Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you go into one of these temples where you have to light like this gasoline. There's like this puzzle. You got to pull the lever to let the oil run down through the track. You got to line it up. And you have to light it on fire. And you have to go get a torch and bring it back. I used a fire arrow to try and light it on fire because it made sense to me. I'm just going to shoot it with the arrow. And it did not work. And I was like,
it works in Zelda.
It works in Zelda. Like, there are so many things like that. Like the meme and the joke is you can climb everything, but there's so many things way beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
All the power-ups and the magnesis and the gravity and all the systems make the world feel real, bring elements to that game. Now, my short pitch, Caroline's already heard it, so I won't spend too long on it. I say you take Breath of the Wild and you flood it. You do Wind Waker 2... or a spiritual successor, or just something that resembles and harkens back to it in Breath of the Wild engine. You flood it, you do this whole story, like a prequel, post some disaster thing where the world is flooded, and now you go underwater to different islands and dungeons, and you come above, and there's different islands, but it's like the same world, and you have all the Easter eggs going back with all the systems you had before.
It's awesome.
That's how you do it, man. And, that's perfect. We play that game all day, so I'm
That's
excited,
awesome.
man.
I love it.
I'm excited.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Carol, you have the next one?
Yeah, we got 2 more news bits, guys. 2 more news. The Switch, let's talk some numbers, was the best-selling console in the United States for the month of January this year. It is the best January performance for any hardware this generation. It was an up year, despite a full week less of tracking, and this now makes 2 months in a row that Switch has broken a record.
Another reason why, if you were Microsoft, why you'd want to get your app on Switch. Ride the little Switch that could. You know, it's a good partnership for them. It's a good thing. Yeah, ride the Switch that could.
They make money off it.
Yeah, this is money for everybody. Like, this is a win-win for both people. You know, because there are people who are like, well, Microsoft's getting out of the console business, but they're propagating the middleware business. If they become the app that's on your Roku TV and on your phone and on your Switch and on your PC and on your Xbox, like, that's great for Microsoft. And if Nintendo keeps selling us little underpowered hardwares for the next 10 years that have Xbox games and Nintendo games, that's the best for everybody. Like, that's good. That's a good thing. Like, there's nothing bad about any of this. This is good stuff.
It's true.
Except for Sony.
Yeah. No. Eventually, they'll have to counter-react something. They've got to do something, I think. But the console wars we can leave alone. I'm excited, beyond this. This is amazing stuff. I mean, I know Switch is newest. There is a part of me that, Switch is newer, so it should be selling more. You would hope for that. But at the same time, they're also selling at prices much higher than most of the competitors' base models. Like, the fact that Nintendo is selling known underpowered tech. They're selling a tablet.
And it's still selling.
$300.
Yeah.
In today's market. Like, nobody's paying that, in terms of like a gaming machine. It's not like an iPad Pro.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive, regardless of position.
It is.
The last one, as titled today, the episode, Goodbye, Reggie. Reggie Fils-Aime, the president of Nintendo of America, has announced that he is retiring. His last day will be April 15th. He will be succeeded by Doug Bowser, the current VP of Sales and Marketing. Reggie has been with Nintendo since 2003 and took over as president in 2006. Now, Bri has asked us to talk about some of our favorite Reggie Fils-Aime memories, which we're going to do. But Caroline, you said you cry. Why'd you cry?
Oh, just the video was so sentimental.
The video was
sweet.
Pretty. Yeah, I'm
it
not gonna lie
was
to you.
sweet. If you guys have not seen his goodbye video, it's very sweet.
It was so funny that came out like a minute after I was like, I really hope he says goodbye in like a direct or something. Like, he can't just go away in a tweet. And then he popped a video, and I was like, oh, that's good. That's good.
God, favorite memory. I was thinking about this earlier. I can't remember which E3 it was that. Well, I of course love this. It was definitely for Smash, because it was when they first announced Amiibo, where he and Iwata are just doing the fight.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's great. And then there was the running gag with him and Bill and the donuts, and Bill got like shipped off to Timbuktu or something, and that one was great. He's just an icon, dude. It's not as disheartening as Iwata passing away, but at the same time, it's like having to say goodbye. And he gave us so much for Nintendo of America. Like, you have no idea. If you guys look and see what the stuff that he brought from Japan that we previously didn't have localized, it's a big deal. So that's my favorite memories, and that's my piece on it.
What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, when I saw the news, it was just shocking. Like you, it's not as sad as like when Iwata died. That sucks. But I'm somebody, I don't like change. When things are going good and you're very comfortable, change is scary. Because you don't know what direction you could go, and we hope they trend in the right way. But like you said, Reggie has had his hands in a lot of stuff, and he has done a phenomenal job for Nintendo since he's been there. I remember the first time on E3, and he held out the yes, and he said he's all about playing, kicking butt, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a hell of a 90s video game way to introduce yourself, isn't it? What like a different era that was. Could you imagine a CEO going up there and saying something like that today? Like, that wouldn't fly. All the Twitter and everything, people would be outraged. Yeah, no, you're right. Iconic is the right word. He's been such a steady hand as a mascot, as a face, as a voice for Nintendo.
Yes.
For so long.
It's been era.
And he's become so, like, he's got such a, I don't want to sound too, like, mushy or anything. He's a very, like, welcoming presence and, like, voice. You know, like, he has a really, like, rich smile, and he's always, like, very calm demeanor, and, you know, like, he's always been that way, too.
It's like a Santa Claus.
Kinda, yeah, kinda. Like, especially in the direct era of Nintendo, he's always had, like, this weirdness, and his goofiness, his ability to allow himself to be a meme or to have fun is, I think, what is a huge part of his legacy beyond, like, his business regimen, you know, overseeing DS and 3DS and all these great successes, business acumen, we get it. Marketing, he's been great. Don't get me wrong. But I think his legacy with fans will be, he's a really big part, a really big role of getting the direct era off and positive and established. Remember that when Nintendo bowed out of E3 and said, hey, we're doing this direct thing? People were pissed.
People were mad.
They were so angry. They hated that. They wanted My Body Is Ready on the Wii board on the stage and, like, the weird motion controls. But his ability to be goofy and have donut chokes with Iwata and puppets and bananas have really, like, warmed us all to this thing that now we love and cherish and celebrate when they happen. That's a huge part. Like, he has a huge role. He's been there since the beginning. He gets definite credit for me on that. My favorite Reggie Fils-Aime memory is Reggie Fils-Aime.
Yes.
You know, trailer. It wasn't even E3. It was the trailer for E3. They did like a primer where he walked around acting like a robot and he zapped a girl into dust for saying that they couldn't do demos in the Best Buy. And it was amazing because he's such like a big dude. He had like this Terminator complex, Reggie Fils-Aime. And they released a Mii. I have that Mii on my 3DS. I know the Reggie Fils-Aime Mii. Yeah. Oh, that was so good. I would love a Sean Layton Fils-Aime, a Phil Spencer Fils-Aime. Like, these are things, like, getting games are supposed to be fun. And when folks like this have fun, I think it just endears that person to all of us, you know? Like, Reggie Fils-Aime very much was like a Shuhei Yoshida, you know, a Gio, like a fan favorite mascot, somebody you could get behind, just for all of his emotions. And, I mean, it was just... I mean, he's earned it. It's been a long time. He's done. He's
57 years old. I'm like, dang, I wish I could retire that early. Yeah, that's amazing.
And, we'll see about Doug Bowser and all the Bowser memes and all that. And, by all accounts, he's very good at his job. So I think they'll be just fine.
He has a great resume. If you guys don't know, he was vice president at EA for like almost 10 years, and then he came to Nintendo as VP.
Crap, I think they start transactioning everything.
I think they headhunted him. I want to say
I think they did too.
Yeah, I think they kind of went after him and they wanted him to come in and be there. And I think he's been kind of on the job training for the last few years. I remember like when they kept talking about like when he was promoted and stuff, and we start seeing him start to pop up, and he's always kind of behind Reggie, and you know, like, and when he came up, like when he was promoted, there's all these articles talking about his background and his successes at EA and you know things like that. And you know, I think that'll lend itself well. Like I said this today in our Discord, by no means do I want to give off any impression that Reggie Fils-Aime stroked a pen and made Nintendo do things. Nintendo's a Japanese company. NCL in Japan, they make all the rules. But there are countless stories, if you believe the people that, you know, were in the rooms, where Reggie, you know, was arguing for like Metroid Prime to be a first-person shooter to combat Halo. Like he told them like this isn't going to get it done in the West in our market. You know, like he fights for, you know, retro studios and things like that. Like he has he puts up resistance, which is what you want to hear. You don't want to just hear that he's over there, you know, just the US will get the 3DS XL and we'll call it a day. You know, like those are good things to hear. It's positive. So, man, the end of an era. That puppet picture hit me in the feels today. Because I posted a picture of puppets, and I was like, there's only one puppet left.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, man. Why did you go there? For those of you guys that don't know, it was Iwata, Reggie, and Miyamoto.
And you've got to think that at some point soon-ish, we're going to get that retirement statement from Miyamoto.
I think that man is going to work until he dies, I believe.
I think so. We'll see.
We have one more question.
One thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing. Jacob Rush.
Bowser's taking over Nintendo.
Coincidence. All those memes.
What a day and age we live in, right?
Those memes were everywhere today. You just could not escape the Bowser.
I thought they were funny. I mean, like my favorite one was that Reggie's finally got more time to go play New Leaf, and so he's playing it before the new Animal Crossing comes out.
That's a good one.
I love it. All right, our last question comes from Turkey. What's up, dude? Trash Turkey.
The trash.
What was your most memorable gaming night? His would probably be playing Typing of the Dead on a huge screen during part of my bachelor party. I can't pinpoint one night personally, but I used to be in LAN parties like all the time as growing up. So LAN parties are really fun, especially when you're those kids playing World of Warcraft, League of Legends, those kind of MMOs that I was raised in, and never getting sleep or eating properly and all that kind of crap. LAN parties. I have a lot of fond memories of LAN parties all night.
I've never played Typing of the Dead. I just looked it up. It was on Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 and Windows. I wonder what he played it on. Jacob, your most memorable night of gaming?
He asked me this on Twitter directly, actually, and I have so many. But one that I can distinctly remember that take you back to the GameCube days. I was with Ryan at his old school. He went to a really small school, a small Christian school. It was called Baptist Academy back then, where they would have the Midnight Madness events to where they would open school after dark hours, and it would be open basically all night long, and the gym was always reserved for like video games. And I remember going there with Ryan and our part-time co-host Tom Walls. His younger brother was there, and it was him and I versus each other in round one of this Melee tournament, and it came down to the wire. Literally, it was one of those events to where like we hit each other at the same time, high percent. We both go flying off the screen. Like, you can't even see either of ours, and the game just ends. And it's like, who won? And it went to the screen, and Link was, he won. Mario was clapping for me, and it was just like this massive sigh of relief in my heart. It felt so good and so. It came down to the wire. I remember it to this day. I get goosebumps right now talking.
Well, we've been asked this question a few times. I think I've given a couple different answers. To pull out of my nostalgia, in honor of our guest, back when I used to play golf in high school, the golf team and when we used to travel, I would always bring my Nintendo 64. And we'd hang out in the hotel room together, and we'd play Mario Kart. And we used to always play Battle Mode. And we always had our own way of playing it. What we would do is we'd sit up on all the block forts, and we would just farm green shells. That's awesome. We would fire green shells into the platform below, and then we would play Mario Kart, but we'd play bumper cars only. So you had to be on the top, and you could only run into each other. You could not shoot each other. Awesome. So all we did was drive around and try to knock the person down into the cavern of thousands of green shells that were constantly bouncing off the walls. And if you made your way back up, it was pretty amazing. It was impressive stuff. So we'd all root for you as you try to dodge everything on your way back up the block for it. And that's all we did. And it was, I don't know why we came up with that. We were just bored. But amazing. But I'm telling you, we'd stay up till like 4 a.m, like playing that game just like that. And we have matches that last like an hour. They last forever.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that's the one that I would share.
Those are good stakes. We should do a game night like that, where if we can get a.
If they'd ever release Block Fort for Mario Kart, I've been asking for this since the Wii U day.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if once we get N64 games on Switch Online, we've got to do that.
That'd be fun. That'd be good. Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Drunk Shack night.
For
Boom,
sure.
Done.
For sure. Yeah. Speaking of 64 and our nostalgia stuff, I got the Brawler 64 controller. Have you guys seen that?
No, but I've seen it. But yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's like a pro controller for the 64, where the left thumbstick is like the center Joy-Con.
The same coloring and stuff. But
yeah, it takes a minute to get used to. D-pad really sucks.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to do anything in like diagonals with the D-pad, so like wrestling games, you're trying to work the turnbuckles and stuff. Right. Works like half the time. It's like a like a 2 out of 4, 1 out of 3 type thing of it working correctly. But outside of that, I guess it's kind of minor because there's not a whole lot of games that require you to do that.
I still think that they're making something similar for N64 Classic. There's no way they make those huge Dragon Claw controllers and put a USB on them. There's no way.
Maybe. It was cool. The controller was good enough that I pulled out my 64 and my little TV and we plugged it up and won some tag team belts and stuff and messed around with it and played some Turok. And
does it work with your Wii U?
No, it's a legit plugs into the N64.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a modern controller. Like you can use battery packs and rumble packs and everything with it. Plugs right in.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. It's it's not cheap. It's like $40.
Yeah.
But I got the Kickstarter like gray version. I didn't want the color ones and all that they're doing. But
that's right. I saw it on Kickstarter first.
It's a good like alternative to an N64 controller, especially if like yours are broken. You're tired of buying different ones or used ones or anything like that. Like it's good.
I have a desire to own like one of every color of the N64 and GameCube controllers.
A weird desire, but sure.
Don't you crap on me, man. You just roll your eyes at me.
It's a weird thing for you to do, but yeah. If that's what you want to do with your money.
Just saying. They're really pretty.
Well, these Brawler controllers, they've got one for every color too. So you can collect those too.
Yep.
All right. Well,
wraps it up. Yeah,
that's it. We're gonna sign off here. Before we do, because we have a guest, Jacob, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
Yeah, guys. You can find me personally on Twitter, NosJacob73, and I'm also on, under just Jacob Rush. I run a podcast called Nintendo Nostalgia, and if you want to come check us out, you can find us at Nintendo Nostalgia. We're on iTunes and Google Play and Facebook and Twitter as well.
Great. Awesome. So signing off, that's Karo. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. I will see you guys soon. Hopefully, not in maybe 3 weeks. So wish me luck on the house and all that crap. I'm gonna die. Bye.
I'm sure it will be just fine. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, and that's it for us this week. Nintendo Shack. Good night, Koopalings.
Peace out.